All right, and we are live. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for current events in the online fitness community. And I thought I would address this one in a big alive today because this came up in a topic this morning in my coffee chat, and someone said, Jason, how can you be so against Jordan Peterson? He's helped people. Like, because I'm looking at net evil done. How much harm has the man caused with his actions? And I don't necessarily care what his primary work is. I'm not interested in his psychology or whatever he's done. And sure, some people are like, well, he helped me with my depression with a book or a lecture. Was he your therapist? So I don't get it. And I'm not saying that's even a bad thing. But the problem is he has literally promoted a complete bullshit anti-scientific diet. And he is the sole person responsible for its promotion. Had a famous person like him not got up and promoted this complete idiotic, moronic fucking stupidity, because that's what it is. And let me be clear, it is moronic fucking stupidity of the worst kind. He's promoted it. Thousands, tens of thousands of people are on this diet who would never have heard of it had he not got up and gave his bullshit, stupid ass story about his daughter. Because if anyone's looked at it, people will throw that back at you and they'll say, well, what about his daughter? What about his daughter? That's a miraculous story. No, it's not. Have you guys looked at what any medical doctors who specialize in autoimmune disorders have said about her story? Have you guys bothered to read it? They're all like, this is bullshit too. You want to know what the prevailing experts have said on it? They're like, yeah, she had a childhood disorder that often goes into remission for no reason at all in adulthood. Okay? So the fact that she did this insane diet, what even these experts are saying is like it probably wasn't even a factor. Let's make that clear. They're like, especially again, the juvenile arthritis, they're like, it goes into remission sometimes frequently with no lifestyle change in early adulthood. Like once you're grown, for many people, if not most of them, it just goes into remission with no changes, like nothing. It just happens. The juvenile disease. They're like, it's really common. So to say, oh, well, I made this one lifestyle change and this is what facilitated the disease going into remission, when a lot of doctors are like, yeah, it just happens. It happens randomly with no lifestyle change, sometimes with no medication. Versus a bullshit, stupid, fucking moronic diet that kills people and is going to cause her other health problems. Do you really think that's what it is? Well, I mean, Pepper, good versus harm caused by your actions. Good versus harm caused by your actions. Have thousands of innocent people been harmed by his direct action? Okay, thousands of people have suffered mental and physical health issues because of this diet. He has promoted this diet, okay? He's promoted this diet, and if he studied science, which he supposedly has, and researched his daughter's own stuff, he'd realize it goes into remission. This goofball, stupid fucking diet he's pushing is probably not even a factor. It's probably not even a factor. Yet he pushed it. And at no point in any of this has the man gotten up and said, you know, man, maybe I shouldn't have promoted this diet. Maybe my daughter's remission of the medical issues is just what happens, and this diet probably isn't involved. And a lot of people are being hurt. I need to get up and say, hey guys, don't do this. Don't do it. Stop. I was wrong. And if he doesn't, that's a problem. How many times have I gotten up and said I was wrong? I mean, take me, for example. Have I gotten up and said, guys, I gave some incorrect information. Further data showed I was wrong. Sorry about that. I've done it dozens of times. I've done it many times. But then I guess people call you a flip-flopper. So I guess if Jordan Peterson got up and renounced this diet, he'd be a flip-flopper. Oh, he's a flip-flopper. He flip-flop Peterson, right? Changing his mind. Well, no, that's the ethical thing to do. When you realize, oh man, this evil, stupid diet probably didn't help my daughter. Maybe I need to make sure people aren't following it. Let's try to undo the damage. And I've got people who are like, well, he's helped with depression. He's helped with depression. Really, because we know that gut biome imbalances destroy mental health and can make depression worse. He's causing all sorts of depression. No, Harry, you need to talk to a therapist about that problem. You feel like people smirk when they talk to you. It sounds like perhaps you have some sort of social recognition pattern issue. And I don't know what you might have. So maybe you should talk to a therapist about it. Instead of confronting people because you think people smirk when they talk to you, maybe talk to a therapist. Get to the bottom of why you feel that way. Rather than confront people because you think they're smirking. Come on, dude. Give you guys a Ted and bounce. Okay, Jason, does drinking milk affect a cut negatively? I guess if you have a calorie intake problem. I got a nice tall glass of skim milk there. Actually, that's fat-free milk. Great source of electrolytes and protein. Are you a fan of horror movies? A fan? I don't know that I'm a fan. I like some horror movies. I'm not like a massive scary movie buff. My best bro is, though. Dude, he loves them. All right. How did a man get this handsome? Clean living, lifting heavy ass weights. Okay. Best way to recover from eating disorder? It's going to depend on the eating disorder, really. Are people pushing processed foods even more evil? Well, yeah, but here's the difference. People who are eating junk food don't care about their health. In other words, the problem, and I would agree with that, and I would say the solution, I have my own ideas about socially how we deal with that. But could I say that Coca-Cola? Well, probably pretty evil. So, but let's step back and look at some of that. That could be legislated a little different. What we may see happen in this coming administration with the Blaha thing, we may see some of that changed a little bit. Right? Now, the other end of that, here's the problem. The people who are jumping on the carnivore bullshit are people who are trying to be healthy. Okay, that's the problem. Right? That's the problem. Is that it's affecting people who are trying to be healthy and they get suckered into this butt fucking moronic diet. That is the only way to describe the carnivore diet. Replacing your vegetables and fiber with butter. You talk about so goddamn fucking stupid. And the data shows how stupid it is. The blood work of these fringed quack-ass doctors who do it show how stupid it is. Like Paul Saldino. Sean Baker, who, by the way, whenever people say, no, Sean Baker's a doctor, he knows his hand, except cardiologists who look at his blood work and look at the diet he's doing have done write-ups online and said, no, he's going to have a heart attack. They're like, this is not his area of expertise. He should probably stay in his wheelhouse. He's not a cardiologist. I'm looking at his blood work, and I work with athletes and other people, and this is what I've seen written by cardiologists who are like, he's going to have a heart attack. Let me state that again. That is what the cardiologists looking at it are saying. They're like, we don't care that these other scores are low. I'm looking at his blood work he publishes. He is going to have a heart attack. He needs to change his diet and get on a statin at this point to save his life. That's what the cardiologists are saying, who are looking at it. And this is their area, keeping in mind they treat this stuff. That is their area of specialty. It's not his. So you can't use the doctor line when the experts are calling him out. All right. So Who do you say is blasting more gear, an NH or Alex Leonidas? Leonidas, definitely. What do you think of 531 German volume template? I don't remember that template. Redmond says you really starting to look thicker. Has your weight changed? I am at 220. Since I carved up, I was 219. I hit 220 this morning. So yeah, and even my legs, if you saw my legs, they were thickened up in those shots. And the separation is even better in the quads, so they're just fuller. So yeah, now that I'm carved up, drifted up a few pounds, I'm sitting at 220. But I'm going to try to avoid a surplus. So I want a recomposition at this point, but I want to use the extra glycogen and everything to help with that. So I'm still training fasted every morning. I'm keeping the protein crazy high, doing all my fasted training. I'm trying not to eat real calories other than a shake maybe before about noon. Rounded is 200 grams of almonds a day okay since it's polyunsaturated? It's going to depend in the context of your whole diet. I mean, if you enjoy almonds, by all means. That is a lot of almonds, but it's going to depend on what's going on with your whole diet. Beloved, Peterson for his daughter and himself has promoted the carnivore diet, which means not living on nothing but meat and avoiding all vegetables and all fiber, all fruit, avoiding all plants completely. Zero fiber, zero vegetable diet with no antioxidants in it, no vitamin C, no fiber. Benji, how big are your arms? I don't know right now. Last time I measured, they were 16 unpumped, but they're probably bigger now. I'll measure them eventually again. Jefferson, I heard Trend. I don't know about that with Trend, dude. I don't know that Trend actually does that. I've never seen evidence for that. Light and light. There, I have no context for your post. You just said they say it works for them. Strange. Who's they and what is them? Because you're saying carnivore diet, people are getting some short-term benefits from cutting some of the junk out, but it doesn't work for them. What happens when you have atherosclerosis and gut flora extinction? That's not going to work too fucking well, is it? What happens when 2 years down the road, your gut biome is fucked? I was feeling really good the first 5 months. Coach, you seem to be really good at impressions of people. Is this something you just have a knack for? I know I come by it easily. It's like Cali Muscle. Oh, we got Jason Bleep Block. Fluke Block. Happy Mud. Cali Muscle. Right? You have to take the top ramen and you put the tuna fish on it. And then mustard. That's on 3-day full body for advanced lifters. I wouldn't. Carnivore diet is in this economy is insane, right? You want a Jason Genova impression? Okay, you got to get your nose right up in the camera, right? You got to get the nostrils up in the camera. Sickening, pissing, sick Lord, Padme. What are 66 Jason Bloho? That Genova. Are we done? But I got to put the camera right up my nostrils. That's the important part. You got to be able to see my nose hairs, which I trimmed recently. That's the important part. Jordan Peterson should try some Happy Mud. At least he would have something else other than meat, right? Try that Happy Mud. What you got to do, take Diet Pepsi and put instant coffee in it. You know, I mean, that was one of the better ones when I was 6 years old. We had the Blaha, Blowho, all that. But then you have national hypertrophy. We're going to talk about yes and blah blah. My forehead just fine shocks on. You want my Lane Norton impression? Okay, here's a direct quote. Jason Blaha, I hate that son of a bitch. I will pour gas to watch him fucking burn. I will pour gas and burn everything that he loves in his life until it's a smoldering pile of shit. That's a direct Lane Norton quote he said in front of a camera, which I have a copy of. How was that? I have a PhD. Outrageous French accent. Do Ian McCarthy, dude, whoa, hold up, man. I'm strictly taco, no burrito. Jefferson, 100K? You didn't see the bill. 100,000? Is that all you think he spent? So he lied on the receipts? If he only spent 100,000, then he lied on the receipts. Oh, so then he lied to the courts. Because his lawyer said he paid them 300,000. In the court paperwork that I got. All right. Oh, Bruce, this is my main impression. NH says he works with artificial intelligence. He works with something artificial. YT says, if I'm 5'10", 170 pounds, no abs, 165 bench from 5, 125, what should I do? You could do a little short, mini cut, get a little leaner. I'd recomp. I would just recomp at your body weight personally, right? Eat a ton of protein overfeed, recomposition for a bit, stay similar weight. They inflated those numbers. He said 100K, so they lied to the courts. We got Cali Muscle, the booty warrior, and Junkie Ward. Genova is on the spectrum very much. I am not saying your name, the person who just said, hello, Jason, your main impression is so accurate. You're like my main impression. That one took me at least 5 minutes to master. Hey, Jason, I noticed my body rations a lot less water with fruit and sucrose as main carb sources rather than starch. I don't know about that sucrose, man. It's going to cause inflammation over time. Do you think size and strength are correlated? That is not subject to debate. Overwhelmingly documented in the lab. But doesn't recomp take much longer than cutting? Yeah. But you also can make gains off. He could do a slow cut and still make gains at this point. But I just recomp. You think it's okay to make someone with a disability? No, not necessarily, not because of their disability. Someone asked me for an imitation, and I did an imitation. But I'm not going to actually make fun of Genova in that same way. Because I do feel bad for Genova. And like I said, I did have to block his phone number at one time. He did piss me off. I'm like, okay, we've had enough of this, dude. Block, not doing this. Do the Eric Konevsky impression. Hey, everybody, it's Eric Cherniewski here, representing Eric Cherniewski's fitness. I just got done shooting 300 units of insulin for my bodybuilding show. And I'm feeling a little low blood sugar right now. All right. 5s and 10s, top 10 testosterone boosting foods. None. Food's not going to boost your testosterone. You need a syringe for that. I don't know what all happened to Mark Stubing. No, I didn't know him in person. He used to try to call me on the phone, and I blocked him and stuff. And I'm not going to go into the whole thing. I've already told you guys I don't want to give the details of that. It's just not cool to do so. I just don't want him around as a friend or anything, or near me. Nothing personal. Give us some. No, I'm not going to give you one of those. All right, hold on. Alex impression. Hold on, I can't get my belly out enough. I got to get my belly out to here. All right. Did you ever see Vegan Games OnlyFans? No, I heard stories. Peterson's wife and daughter are carnivores. Yeah, that's weird as hell. Dry fruits is a good source of fiber and rich in carbs. Rice can give me a lot of bloat if I overeat it. Rice is usually pretty forgiving on that. White rice is. New pecan, that's not gonna happen. I think I'm like 18 to 19% body fat at 170. You think I have a just keep trimming down then. Get a little leaner. Recomp. You could do a little short slow cut if you wanted. Coach, I got sick recently and ended up 7 pounds lighter, but at the same time, strength is when I was heavier. Does it mean I got stronger? Maybe to some extent. So it depends on the lift. By the way, how's the sound, guys? Now that I've got the mic in front of me, I didn't like it here for visual purposes, but people were complaining about the sound. Is the sound better with the mic sitting here? And are you guys cool with it? Like everyone, this good? There's no improvement? Really? Even with my Blue Yeti? I thought dried fruits are bad for you. Depends on what's in them. Are they just dehydrated fruits or did they add a bunch of shit to them? All right. There's some popping going on. That's probably them Teddy's popping. My drivers are updated. This is a fairly new computer. This computer is less than 6 months old, and I upgraded a bunch of parts in it. I didn't even build this one. I just walked in and bought a gaming rig, and I put a shitload more RAM in it and a video card for my editing. I'm like, let's just go ahead and put 64 gigs of RAM in it. It's a Blue Yeti, right? What are you talking about in a laptop? I don't actually have a laptop. This is a full desktop. Post some more guitar videos, Coach Baby. What about fruit not releasing insulin and starches giving huge blood sugar spikes? What are you talking about? Alexander, you need a context for that statement. How is that going to necessarily be different than fruit in that regard? And why wouldn't fruit release insulin? TJ Gaming, I appreciate your donation, brother. Is there a big difference in muscle growth between 5 reps versus 10 reps? No, probably not necessarily. But there's a lot of nuance to your question. There's a practicality aspect with certain lifts. There's a lot of lifts that you probably should be doing 5s instead of 10s on, and a lot of lifts you should be doing 10s instead of 5s on from a purely pragmatic perspective, nothing to do with muscle fiber stimulus, which my PC specs, I don't have. I would have to open up the thing to pull them up right now. I don't have them memorized because I didn't build this one. I finally just didn't build. So I have my last 2 cases in storage with all the guts in them still. I did swap out. Well, I didn't even really swap all the hard drives because I did a big external drive. And then I swapped in like something massive, like a 20 terabyte. Let me see, what did I put for that other secondary drive? I've got 2 of them. No, that's only a 10. So I threw a 10 terabyte drive in for backup, but then I have another like either 8 or 10 external drive plugged in for other backup on it. But I'm running definitely doing a solid state for my primary. But a lot of my other stuff I have on my old rig, I have like a 10 terabyte with all of my other stuff backed up on the physical drive sitting in a closet. Playing any video? I haven't played any video games in a couple of years. How often do you vary rep ranges? I mean, every day. So Jefferson, today you saw me do a heavy single on a squat. You saw me do 12s on the belt squat, and I did around 20 on the leg extension. I mean, that's in a single day. That's a pretty massive difference. Jamal, man, that is a complicated topic. At this moment, I do not currently plan on doing one. There was a potential collaboration with someone who I was, and I'm not going to go into all that. I'm going to leave it alone. How tall is Jeff Nippert? I don't remember. Jason, will you play video games again? I don't know. I don't know. I have no current plans on it though. I mean, for each exercise. Um, I mean, depends on the lift. Inside the individual lift, I'll vary them a little through a rotation. I mean, I'll have phases where I'll go as low as 6 on the same exercise. I'll do 12 or something, huh? Right? I mean, things like different types of rows. You've seen me do that. Pull-ups. All right. What about Skyrim? Yeah, no, I've never played. I've never played Fortnite. I've only vaguely seen Fortnite. Did you see Ryan? I don't know who that is. Jason could have. Let's see. Thoughts on working out twice a day as a natural? Why? What are you trying to get out of it? Evil says, can I get jacked naturally? How do you define as jacked? And I guess how good are your genetics? Creatine, yes or no? I take creatine right now. I take 5 grams a day. All right. I haven't played chess in forever. I played chess as a kid. My dad and I used to play a lot of chess. I haven't played it in a long time. This was just milk today. This was just milk. Started war. So what did he do? What do you mean? What do you mean he copied me? Like he did an imitation or something? Working out twice a day increase muscle protein synthesis, not necessarily. Can workouts be spread throughout the day? Sure, you could, but I don't think it's necessarily ideal. If it's what you have to do, then yes. Did you used to hunt wild boar? We don't call them that here. We call them feral hogs. And how are we defining hunting? Right? It's really pest control. You want to estimate? I've probably killed about 50 of them in my life of feral hogs. Ballpark. Just rough estimate. And it's been a long time. I don't even think I've seen one in years. But my family had a ranch. What do you mean poor pigs? What are you talking about, dude? Do you think it's obtainable to be 240 pounds lean at 6'1"? Yeah, with a hefty dose of that there Celtec. He called out their BS and lies. Oh, okay. Well, we need more people doing that. Thoughts on casein protein for nighttime use? I don't know that it's any better than wait for that. Thoughts on, have you ever played? I had a bunch of them, but I didn't play them. I played one of them for just a little bit. I had an ex-girlfriend who played the shit out of Fallout. So that's why you saw some of the old ones around my place, maybe some of the clips. So I had an ex-girlfriend who played Fallout. She really liked it. Have you ever done any of the competitive eating challenges? No, just as a kid. We did a not real pizza eating contest one time when I was in middle school. That's about it. Does that count? Ever look into Morton's Peach? I don't know what that means. If I take one cycle of test and be done with it forever, no, dude. Fuck you talking about one cycle. Nobody does that. Just stop. Just stop. Nobody does that. You won't do it. Let me just tell you how it works. If you do one cycle and never do another one, 50% chance you'll never lift weights again. You'll just quit lifting. Okay? The people who do one cycle who don't do 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 of them are a tiny, tiny minority of people. The number of guys I've heard in my life who said, I'm going to do just one cycle, who did 17 cycles, is the majority. Like, okay, Hellbull, you may have, but you're the exception. I would say that you represent about 10%. About 1 in 10 people who say they're going to do just one cycle do it. So I'm just telling you now. Well, it's because he did Anavar only. What was he thinking? Coach, ever play poker? I think you'd be clean up. I'm a decent card player. I can lift 100 pounds overhead. Good stuff, man. So our strength gains slower in recomp versus slow bulk. Marginally slower. Coach, how do you stay so dialed in for so long with the weights? Fatigue management, good programming, sleep, nutrition. Thoughts on soy protein? I'm gonna need you to be way, way, way more specific. I'm gonna need you to be way more specific than just asking me my thoughts. But we need a question about soy protein because I don't really stand around thinking about soy protein. So what do you want to know? What are some healthy fats I take? I take extra strength fish oil, but I mean, as far as ones I eat, I've never owned a bullet machine. All right. You mean a reloading press? But I eat avocados, natural peanut butter, almond butter pretty regularly. How many hours of sleep do you get per day? About 8 to 9 hours. Jason, it's good to see people say Lewis was right more when we say him, like Louis Simmons. Czechs have superior genetics. Everyone tells me I have the worst genetics. What are you talking about? People have said I have the worst genetics in YouTube fitness for years. No, I take melatonin right now. Hey, Omi, I assume I barely remember that. And I think that when I said that before, that went off my memory. I remember thinking for some reason I ate 13. People like blew that up as a lie. And I'm like, dude, that's what my 12-year-old memory consisted of. I thought we ate 13 pizzas. So I don't give a fuck what you think. And I don't care what competitive eating standards are. I remember as a 12-year-old legitimately thinking I ate 13 pizzas or some shit. And I don't know why I thought that, but that's what my memory was. Odds are it probably was inaccurate. But, you know, I was trying to remember some silly shit because someone asked me, have you ever done an eating contest or something? And I think that was in a Q&A like 13 years ago. I'm like, yeah, I think when I was like 12, we had this little pizza eating contest, and I ate something like 13 pizzas. That's what I remembered. Fuck if I know how accurate it was. It was probably 3. That's it. So let's move on. The fact that you guys bring that up tells me that you're a butt fucking retard, though. All right. How do you like that? I mean, Jesus Christ. The fact that you guys remember like a 10-second clip from a Q&A 13 years ago off the cuff of me saying, I think I remember eating this many pizzas at this thing when I was 12 years old. I mean, damn. Sounds like you're the one who's got some issues. All right. Can a body natty or not? Maybe. Jason, have you ever go PM a woman and it is important? What? You're going to have to completely type that. It's funny how Kelly thought he was healthy when he used to get those crazy junk food videos, right? What lifts would help a boxer the most be able to walk people down? Basic lifts, man. Basic lifts are what you need for boxing. Big barbell lifts, some squatting, maybe some cleans, some speed pulls, bench pressing, incline. I think incline is probably really good. Do some tricep work. Maybe weighted chin-ups are probably really good for boxers. But, I mean, you should just lift weights. Just put some muscle on. Hey, round back. I agree, but someone asked me to go off. What did I remember from when I was 12 years old? How many pizzas did you eat? So what am I supposed to do? Change my 12-year-old memory? It's obviously stupid. It wouldn't happen. But you see my point. Why do people need to always bring it up and make videos? Why do people still make videos about that? What's wrong with them? Jesus. When's the last time you went to a public gym? Last year. Coach, is foreplay good in a healthy relationship? Yes. Callie, the booty warrior muscle. It's like Michael Hearn got lip injections. He might have. What's your thoughts on Josh Tippy calling out Alex Leonidas? I didn't know that he called him out. Are ramen noodles bad for you? Callie blames his heart attack. I mean, they're not good for you. They're not good for you at all. Let me see if I can get the sound figured out. Windows keeps doing that. No, it didn't just go for you. It was my computer. Okay. I have to manually turn the volume back up. Are we good? Can you guys hear me? Bringing that up is weird. Yeah. What do you mean? It should be working. Hold on. Anything? Hold up. It's working now. Are we good? Okay, cool. All right, good. It says it's working. Have you ever cheated on a significant other? No, I actually haven't. My lust for the women while on gear is insane. I don't drink, so there'd be no risk really. I totally get where you're coming from on the gear. You just got to have some basic willpower. Here's my advice to you. As someone who runs gear and understands exactly what you're talking about, who has never cheated, don't put yourself in the situations. There's your solution. Don't put yourself in the situation. You already know when you're going to be in that situation to where you're going to be tempted to cheat. Physically, don't put yourself in that situation. There's your solution. You have to turn and run. Doesn't matter if she's hot, dude. You've given your promise to someone else to not cheat on them. Limitless. So I'm not going to go into the full story because people are, I'm going to go into the full story. I had a situation once when I was married to where I knew I was about to be tempted to cheat. I knew, and I just turned around and walked away. I got up and just physically left immediately. It doesn't matter that she was pretty hot. I got out of there. Just leave. Turn around and walk away. One of my friends was laughing at me when I did it too. Because he was there watching it. He was chasing me. He was like, dude, where you going? I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And then he asked me, he was laughing. He's like, well, what's the problem? I said, dude, I don't want to cheat on my life. I have to leave. And he thought it was hilarious. So he followed me back out, and it was a girl hitting on me. I got out of there. It's that simple. I left. Remove yourself from the situation. You think watching porn is cheating? No. Larry Wheels said Trent has a worse effect on his mind than crack and meth. How does he know? I said Alex is a fake natty and use fake weights, and it's probably true. I also called him out on that video he made about penile enlargement. Oh my God. Why did it get taken down? Coach, have you seen the Noble Natty anime opening? No. Boy, that's going to be a big old pile of incel. Larry Wheels is strong at, but some of the things he comes out with is questionable. Yeah. Is it true that Alex Leonidas' beard is fake? You thinking he might have some beard clip-ins or something? You think? I don't know. I've not heard this rumor. So here's the question: Are they tape-ins or clip-ins? I know a little bit about hair extensions. He used minoxidil. I don't think that's fake. That would be real grown hair then. Alex said the marriage. I'm not going to get into a religious argument here, guys. I'm not going to get into an argument about the points of Islam, guys. I'm going to leave that alone. This is not what my channel is about. All right. So if he used drugs to grow his beard like minoxidil, it's not a fake beard. It's a fake natty beard. You know that vegetarianism is bad. I don't think it's bad as long as there's some dairy in it. I'm not a vegetarian, though. What? He did not. Do you think size is important? What do you mean? What do you mean, grow? Oh, yeah, of course it's important. I mean, it's not everything, but it matters. So minoxidil is okay, but TRT isn't explaining the logic. Well, you see, guys, because TRT is degeneracy, but minoxidil allows me to grow the beard that the Prophet Muhammad says that I have to have. Right? And you got to do some above the knee rack pulls at the buffet. All right. Do you think? I don't know. Do you think Alex got more antagonistic towards you after you declared yourself Christian? I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, I don't claim to be a good Christian, by the way. Let me be extremely clear there. I am very much a sinner. I need Jesus for a reason. All right. I am a very flawed human being who just does his best. All right. Thoughts on practicing deadlifts every day or every other day to groove the movement novice? I don't think you need to. We all inherit original sin. Just do your best. Amen, Ski. I mean, fair enough, dude. Do you think Jesus lifted? Dude, I think Jesus was probably strong. My personal Jesus is jacked and could probably deadlift 1,000 pounds. All right. Make Natty great again. Now, here's the question, though. Here's the question that I have to speculate with that. You guys ready? So if Jesus is God and God is all powerful, could Jesus make a weight so heavy that he couldn't deadlift it? That one's been messing with me. All right. These are lifter questions that you got to wonder about. All right. Do you think Skylar White? I couldn't stand Skylar White. All right. I think NH will convert like Alex. Well, only if they're allowed to watch anime still. What's your favorite steak, T-bone or ribeye? Oh, that's a tough one. Dude, you really going to put me in that position. That's like asking, do I like brunettes or blondes? That's like asking, boobs or butt. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not in your Discord, jackass. All right. You really gonna make me choose between T-bone and ribeye? Oh, man. I'll go with the T-bone if I have to. If I'm forced to pick. If I'm forced. Jason, do you ever use fake weights? Nope. Who's your favorite Breaking Bad character? Who that little tattooed girl who overdosed? All right. NH is a top scammer on this YouTube thing. Absolutely. The great fillet is the best. Dude, a filet mignon is definitely a solid choice. I've noticed as Alan Thrall has distanced himself from NH. I hope so. Would you have watched her die as well? I would have saved her life, dude. She was a little hottie. I'd have saved that ass. All right, your coaching is your coaching is a scam. I could have saved her, but I didn't. NH is a nerd. I mean, I'm a nerd, but he's more of a dork. There's a difference between a nerd. I'm like a super nerd. He's a fucking dork. That's right, 837. Coach is a great coach. Okay. Matt's got an answer. He can create a weight even he cannot lift and still be omnipotent, yet it's because he created man who is finite and gets to experience the duality of being infinitely strong in a finite body. Whew, that was a little deep, but Matt, hold up. I'm gonna need a bit to process that. Okay. What if she was described to NH? Oh, there's got to go. All right. Do you actually think Alex and Nature are gay lovers? Yes. Why do you pick the bent row for your novice OB program instead of power cleans or power snatches? Because you're going to get more back development out of it. Anime is cringe and should be banned for anyone over about 12. Yeah, probably. Dude, you're not going to tell me to convert to your religion. I don't think so, motherfucker. You know what, dude? You have a right to your religion, and I'm never going to try to take away your right to have your religion. But if you're going to insult me over mine, you're going to stand here and insult me over mine, and we got a fucking problem, dude. I'll light that ass up. If you want to make it like that, then we got a problem. But if you want to peacefully coexist, I'm cool, brother. I'm cool to be peaceful with you. But if you want to make it like that, Coach, do you think there's anything you could have done to be able to reach over your head in your old age or just the cost of lifting? I'm working on it now. No, I'm not a tough guy. I don't have to be a tough guy. I guess I'm asking, so I'm asking about the rows or the claims. I'm asking why back development is automatically considered more important than training technique and power to the novice, especially when the deads and chins usually take care of this as well, because my novice program doesn't have chins. Most novices can't do chins. The rows are in place of it for the most part. What happened to all the guitars? No, I don't have any shoulder pain. I just have that range of motion limitation. I have no shoulder inflammation. Even when I do rep work with 315 bench, fine. Probably not. Guys, I'm not interested in looking into new religions. And yes, I do know people who are actually Muslim, and I'm able to have peaceful conversations with them. But the internet people don't like to behave. Like I've had a sit down, chill conversation with someone who I know who's Muslim, and we've talked about it before. I'm just saying. But that's a one-to-one, real personal conversation, and he's pretty chill, so it was cool. All right. Pullovers help your shoulders. They helped it a lot. Are you in contact with any famous YouTubers? How famous? Like any who've messaged me through a DM in the last month, at least to say hello or something, or a conversation? I mean, Chris Jones, Johnny Bravo. I have a Muslim client right now. I've had several. I only currently have one. Is there such a thing as excessive box rocking, like to the point where it is to be coached out of someone? Yeah, it could definitely be excessive. Would you ever do a consultation just over life advice for troubled soul and not about training? Yeah. Yep. Do you think YouTube fitness has died? No, not really. Johnny Brought, I guess he's okay. I guess he's okay these days. He just kind of just was a quick brief. He's like, miss you, bro. And then he hadn't really fully got back. It's like, why are you going to tell me miss me, bro? And then he tore his back. That's Johnny, though, man. My box squat is 50 pounds heavier than my free squat. Yeah, you're definitely doing something wrong. Jason, are you bigger in person? Yeah, obviously. No, dude, I don't want to do a gun channel. If you're not seeing results, what's the best way to know if you're there's going to be a whole lot of factors there, dude. If you were forced to pick vegan or carnivore, your diet, I literally would not pick either one if forced to pick. I would find a way to get both. That's an unacceptable scenario. That would be like asking which one of your testicles do you want to lose? Pick one. You're like, how about neither? All right. Did you ever do a haul? I don't know what that means. I never realized how big you were on Facebook, Coach. Have you people having success using halted deadlifts, so just past the knee? You pause just below the knee when you do the pause deadlifts. Yeah, they can be successful. 837 is an algorithm problem. So it's not a problem with my page itself. It's an algorithm, and they told me it's supposed to be better with my check mark now. It's not. I don't know what's up with it, dude. I'm trying to work with some stuff on it though. It's not muted, it's the volume. The volume turned down again automatically. But in any event, you know what, 837, you just nothing but trouble. Get your ass out of here. Jason, give me a free session. No, you just bragging about how much money you make. You're bragging about how much money you make. You can afford to pay me. Hit that like button. That's right, guys. Cal, because there's a lot of complexity. I feel like, no, it's the same mic. I just moved it closer. Cal, I think it was overused from the chin-ups is honestly what I believe is the cause. Because I didn't have the problem before that. Because I decided to do something extreme to push the limits a few years back, and it was a bad idea, and I paid a price. But it was more than a few. It was like, what, 4 years, 5 years? Usually for chicken, I like a little garlic and paprika. About it. Yeah. 2019, that probably sounds about right. Why are my bicep curls? Because my biceps are smaller and size equals strength, because I undertrained my biceps for too many years and didn't take curls seriously. There's the bicep. Mount bicep, yes. Oh, we're going to wind this down in a minute, though. I don't think they call them Roman chairs anymore. Wrist flex. What do you want? You want a wrist flex to go my forearms on? You guys want the outrageous flange accent? All right, so we're talking about natural hypertrophy, and today we are going to talk about Peterson, bleh, with my outrageous French accent. That's right, I fought in your general direction. Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelt of elderberries. Now I'm going to go do my right pocket challenge so I can be like my hero, Naruto. Because I am a French weeboo who loves anime. But I will get me a beautiful waifu one day. You need a non-negotiable. I don't know, how do we need to do the non-negotiable? To do their ice bucket challenge. With the outrageous French accent. He's married to a female. Do you believe that? I mean, maybe he thinks he's married to his internet waifu that he draws all the time. No, I'm not going to do an ice bucket challenge. I got no time for that shit. I pity the fool does an ice bucket challenge. Poop, because he's promoted the carnivore diet. He is responsible. He is the single largest name responsible for people even knowing it exists. And it is now out of control. I blame him. And it's that simple. I need to work on the vegans. I would need to go listen to him because I got to get the accent. His accent's a little different. So I would need to listen to Richard for a few minutes. All right. Oh, money getter. Hey, money, stay strapped or get clapped. Can you please explain why the carnivore diet is bad? Culture and not aware that they would like to know. I've gone into extreme detail in probably 3 hours of videos explaining everything from the impact on atherosclerosis, specifically due to losing all the cardioprotective factors that would even help with the elevated LDL, but more specifically to the gut flora extinction due to the lack of fiber in the diet. That is extremely problematic. So what you're risking with the carnivore diet is to have a disrupted gut biome for the rest of your life, potentially, unless you get a fecal transplant, which means the doctors put someone else's poop in your butt multiple times to try to restore your gut flora. So essentially, the carnivore diet is going to one day probably require you to have someone else's poop put in your butt by a doctor. And it's self-inflicted. There's your cliff notes. Okay. So did vegan gains actually get worse? I have no idea. Right? Well, I mean, look at our food compared to theirs. I mean, we have brisket. What do they have? Some croissants or some shit. Food diet, no, they are going to have to replenish their gut biome. And that might happen. That might happen with dietary changes, but there's a good chance that it won't. It is probably the most stupid diet anyone's ever come up with, Phil. I mean, it is just that dumb. And she lives off chocolate croissants with his outrageous French accent. No, I'm not going to do another pecan pie video. All right, we're getting up on that hour. So, time to wind it down. Hope it's been informative. Love all of you guys and gals, and I will talk to you next time.